How's it going, guys? Well, it's Jon Jones fight week, so what else can we say? I mean, this guy's been something, man. He's been something in the brand of the UFC and just any MMA fan in general, whether you're casual or hardcore. Jon Jones has, you know who Jon Jones is. Granted, this guy's always been kind of like in the news for really, you know, he's a very, very, very controversial figure, so to speak. And not in a good way either. You know, he's been involved in a few situations where people lose respect for him, and rightfully so. He's acted kind of iffy. He's been involved with failed USADA tests, and that's actually kind of why I wanted to talk to you guys about. That he's actually failed a few USADA tests, and of course one of them comes with being with the whole picogram of a banned substance, right? And how, I mean, it seems like even the UFC was trying to make very little deal about it, like, oh, it's just picograms, you know, like, you guys know how much is a picogram and stuff of that nature. Jon Jones also was spitting out that narrative a lot, as if like it's not even a big deal. But that is signs of you coming down, of you ending a cycle and coming down from something, right? So it is a big deal. Yeah, sure, maybe the amount is not as much in your system, but it's still telling of stuff that you've placed in your system, and there's just no denying it, that it is a cheating move. So now that he fights this weekend at the UFC, actually at heavyweight, so he's going up in weight class. That was actually brought up in an interview, in a press conference interview that usually happens on the Tuesdays or Wednesdays. I believe it's Wednesdays, sorry about that. Of a fight week, should I say. And not too long ago, I was gonna mention it too. I wanted to make a video. Look at this shit. How am I gonna get through? The sidewalk is pretty much flooded. It's all good. Right, so some news that came out, and it kind of went under the radar again, about how USADA is toning down the what's considered a failed test, and it has to be either 100 picograms or less. It's considered a passing test, so to speak. And Jon Jones, for reference, tested, I believe, 60 or 80, which means in this new USADA state, he pretty much didn't do anything wrong. No illegal substance, pretty much to the point where they should suspend him, fine him, put an asterisk on his record. No overturning of a fight. And so again, that question was brought up to him. Hey, now under the new, USADA commission rules regarding picograms and whatnot, 100 and less is pretty much still fair game. And Jon Jones got on his high horse, kind of spoke as if he's a martyr of some sorts. He stated that he's glad that he was the one that took the bullet, that he was the one that had to go through it, and because thankfully, because of the situation that he had found himself, which he's implying that he had the money to be able to afford a legal team to change the system. Think about that. Not just your individual situation, like, hey, because of this, or maybe I ate this or whatever, to change the system. So that way the other less fortunate fighters financially, or the people that are not the Conor McGregors, they don't have to suffer what he went through. That he's carrying the cross, I guess, so to speak. and that he'd be happy if they changed his asterisk, his no contest result with the second fight of Daniel Cormier, from a no contest to an actual win, that would make him very, very happy. I mean, come on, how selfish is that? When we talk about Jon Jones and if he's been humble, and he always, you know, let's put it this way, he's always actually very well spoken in press conferences. He has like a slight smile, he's very friendly, he's kind of soft spoken, right? And he always talks about experience, you know, the kind of experience that I'm gonna have a man once I'm like in my 40s and my 50s, you know, a lot of learning experience, a lot of maturing compared to like maybe 10 years ago. He's not showing any of that. I mean, the guy just kind of speaks out of his ass, to be honest. He sees himself as this very kind of self-righteous character, you know, like almost like a divine character. And let's not forget his history, you guys. Shooting guns, you know, discharging guns in public, the scandal of domestic violence, cocaine usage. I mean, all kinds of stuff, right? At the end of the day, that's his business, that's his privacy. But for somebody that's gonna be out there kind of like preaching the word and you don't follow it, and not just not follow it, but you're completely opposite. I mean, it is aggravating. It is aggravating, and it's just annoying, more like annoying. Not that it matters to me, you know, I'm still gonna go on about my life and live my life, but I mean, the guy's just full of himself. And again, I don't know if it's just he's become such a powerful item for the UFC that they kind of defend him. They let him get away with it, whatever, kind of like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's in the same boat where he's done very, very weird stuff that the way, you know, right out of Jon Jones's mouth, if he didn't have that the star power that he has, a lot of little guys have been let go for a lot less. His arrogance to forget about people who have suffered the same fate that he had from failed tests. He spoke and said the words along the lines of that he is the first one. He's glad that he was the first one, that we can put a stop to this nonsense of you know, certain levels of failed banned substances. He forgets people like Yoel Romero, the Tom Lawlers. Look at Nick Diaz. Remember they handed him down a 5-year suspension because of marijuana? He's not the first one. And it's just, his arrogance is incredible. But hey, never mind any of that, because it's Jon Jones fight week. Take care, you guys, and have a good one, okay?